it's just frustrating that, you know, they don't really care to put the quality in these movies. So if you don't care to sort of put the quality in to tell good stories or to sort of make anything halfway decent, as opposed to just putting something out to make a profit because it's tied to Spider-Man, then I don't care if people are being overly harsh on it. It's very much, for me, it's very well deserved. It's very much deserved, and long may it continue until they either give the rights back to Marvel or they actually come up with some type of decent ideas for these characters. But for me, all the goodwill, like, I never had any goodwill anyways, but it really is now bad will, because this was probably the last one that I had any kind of like hope or interest in. I was like, okay, Kraven, this is different, this is whatever, but they absolutely butchered this character. We can talk about the changes that they made to the character and sort of why, like, whether it was necessary or not. It's really frustrating.
There are 6 movies in, and so they have no excuse. They should know what they're doing at this point, right? In addition, the Outrage industrial complex is in full swing, and I think it's completely decoupled from the actual movie. If you just look at your feed and see the Kraven reviews coming in for the past couple of days, it's all acting as if this was the biggest garbage fire ever made. And it's not. It's just a really mediocre movie. Like, it's a really incompetently made movie that is completely forgettable and that has some good bits in it and a lot of not so good bits and some really shockingly bad bits. But it's not like this. It's not Madam Web was like a train wreck of incredible proportions, right? Mm-hmm. And this is not it, right? This is just a not very good movie.
Everyone hates Madam Web. Flipping out.
And for good reason.
Madam Web has become culture. Whoa! Oh my god!
I mean, like, that movie is just outright broken, right? This is like I don't know what. Like, you order a pizza and you get just a pile of melted cheese and I don't know and wrapped in sellotape or something. Like, that's Madam Web. Like, that's not even a movie. And I think that is like the gold standard for a broken movie that should, like I've said, like I think in our Madam Web review, I said, like, there should be such a thing as cinematic malpractice, where if the movie is simply not fit for purpose, then you should get a refund. Like, anybody who bought a ticket to Madam Web should get a refund because it's not a functioning movie, right? And there's no such thing. Like all they have to do is trick you into buying a ticket, and then that's game over. But like, if there's ever any argument for why something like that should exist, it's Madam Web, right? And that is different from just a bad movie. Like, Kraven is just a bad movie. And companies like Sony have created this culture of essentially people making a living from being outraged at how awful this movie is. And so they cannot simply say, like, we can say this because this is a hobby and we're not making any money from this, right? And we don't intend to ever. But if it's your job, then you have to farm the outrage. You have no other choice. And the audience has been trained to expect this from movies. And for an entire generation, this is just how movies are, especially like movies like this. This is the fault of companies like Sony. But at the same time, you have the Outrage industrial complex on YouTube and other places where people are complaining about the movie because it's a movie that came out and not because of anything specific. They would say the same thing about any other movie, probably. And the criticism doesn't seem to be in proportion to what's actually in the movie. Like, I've not watched very many of them because I've gotten really tired of them. And I hope our conversation is a little bit more interesting than just look at how awful this new movie is. But I did not really get the sense that there was anything specific that people were upset about. It's more like it's a new superhero movie, so we're gonna put out our videos talking about how terrible they are.